What if starting today, nothing and no one could ever control your emotions again? Imagine living in a way where no insult cuts deep, no rejection shakes your confidence, and no betrayal robs you of peace. Think about it. How many times have you allowed someone's words to ruin your mood? How often have you replayed a painful moment in your mind, wishing you had reacted differently? We've all done it. We've all carried the heavy burden of emotions that made us seem weak in the eyes of others. But that weakness ends the moment you decide it does. This isn't about becoming cold or emotionless, it's about becoming unshakable. Machiavelli once taught that true power begins with mastering oneself. When you command your emotions, no one can provoke you, manipulate you, or steal your strength. In this journey, you'll learn 8 lessons that will help you build an emotional fortress. You'll discover how to stop reacting, think with clarity, and carry yourself in a way that makes you impossible to control. But first, make a choice right now. Write this truth in your heart. I am stronger than any emotion. The moment you believe that, you've already taken your first step toward becoming untouchable. Let's be honest. Most people's suffering doesn't come from lack of money or opportunity, but from their inability to manage emotions. They get offended too fast, feel sad too easily, and lose control too quickly. Every time that happens, they surrender their power. When someone insults you and you explode in anger, who's really in charge? Not you. They are. When someone ignores you and you spiral into self-doubt, they hold the strings. That's emotional vulnerability. The habit of letting others own your emotions. And people will exploit it. They'll test you, provoke you, and trigger you. And every time you react, you lose. Machiavelli understood this perfectly when he said, "He who wishes to be obeyed must know how to command. But how can you command others if you can't command yourself?" True freedom begins with mastering your reactions. When disrespected, stay calm. When life challenges you, stand tall. This isn't about suppressing emotions, it's about controlling them. Your emotions are like fire. Controlled, they can warm, feed, and guide you. Uncontrolled, they'll burn your world down. Start small. The next time someone annoys you, pause, breathe, let silence be your answer. That mystery gives you power. Calmness commands respect because the world bows to composure. Promise yourself this: never hand your emotions to anyone again. Say it, I am the master of my emotions, not their slave. Once you destroy emotional vulnerability, you become unstoppable. Most people live like reactors, controlled by their moods. Someone flatters them, they feel high. Someone criticizes them, they collapse. That emotional roller coaster keeps them weak and predictable. But if you want to win in life, you can't be a reactor. You must be a strategist. A strategist doesn't move by feeling, he moves by calculation. Machiavelli once said, "The wise man does at once what the fool does finally." The wise see clearly, act quickly, and don't waste energy reacting. The fool, blinded by emotion, delays and regrets. Think about it. How many mistakes have you made because you acted while angry, jealous, or hurt? Maybe you sent that impulsive message, quit too soon, or trusted too easily. That's the price of emotion-driven decisions. But when you think strategically, you stop asking, "How do I feel?" and start asking, "What's the smart move here?" When someone tries to humiliate you publicly, reacting in anger makes you look weak. Smiling and staying calm shows power. That's strategy. In relationships, the same rule applies. Don't be blinded by feelings, study actions, not promises. Step back, observe. If I react right now, who benefits? Strategy will always take you further than emotion. Remember this: I see the game clearly, and I play it smart. One of the most dangerous addictions is needing approval. People post online for likes, dress for attention, and act for applause. But if your self-worth depends on others' reactions, you're already controlled. Machiavelli once wrote, "Men judge more by the eye than by the hand," meaning people focus on appearances, not substance. If you let their opinions define you, you'll always be chasing illusions. Opinions change constantly. Today they cheer you, tomorrow they condemn you. If your worth rises and falls with their judgment, you'll never have peace. Freedom begins when your validation comes from within. When you do something, ask yourself, if no one saw this, would I still be proud? If not, you're performing, not living. Learn to affirm yourself. Instead of waiting for someone to praise you, say, "I did well, I'm proud of me." Realize that most people are too occupied with their own insecurities to think deeply about you. Why give them power over your emotions? When you detach from validation, you become solid. Neither praise nor criticism can move you. Say it now. My value is mine alone, independent and unshakable. Power doesn't always leak through big mistakes. Sometimes it seeps out through small habits. Over-explaining, oversharing, or showing too much emotion in the wrong place. Each time you do, you give away a piece of control. When someone questions you and you rush to defend yourself repeatedly, you signal insecurity. A strong person speaks calmly once, then moves on. Oversharing is another trap. Revealing too much about your private life gives others ammunition. Some may use that information against you, or simply lose respect. Machiavelli once said, "It is double pleasure to deceive the deceiver." People love exploiting weaknesses, especially those you expose yourself. Protect your privacy. Let people see only what you choose to show. How do you fix it? Speak less. Let your silence carry weight. Control emotional leaks. Process your feelings privately. And always ask before you speak, does this empower me or expose me? The less predictable you are, the harder you are to manipulate. Remember, I guard my power like a fortress. Silence isn't weakness, it's precision. Calm isn't emptiness, it's control. The loudest person in the room often has the least power. True dominance comes from stillness. When someone provokes you, they want your reaction. But when you stay silent, you deny them satisfaction. The power shifts instantly. Machiavelli said, "The lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves." Strength isn't just about aggression. It's about knowing when to stay still. Silence protects you. It hides your emotions, confuses your enemies, and commands respect. Those who stay composed under pressure appear stronger than those who lose control. But silence doesn't mean inaction. It means patience. It means listening, observing, and choosing your moment. In a world addicted to noise, calmness is authority. Say this truth: my silence is my shield, because when you master calm, no one can provoke you again. Most people wear masks. They smile when they need something and act loyal as long as it benefits them. Behind every pleasant word often lies a motive. Machiavelli captured this reality when he said, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." To see truth, stop believing words and start studying patterns. Watch how people act when there's nothing in it for them. Observe how they treat those who can't help them. Behavior reveals truth. In every setting, work, relationships, social media, masks are everywhere. But once you learn to see past appearances, no one can deceive you. Here's how: listen less, watch more, and remember that consistency exposes character. When you learn to see people as they are, you free yourself from illusion. Say it now: I see through the mask to the truth. Trust is beautiful but dangerous. People say, "Just trust me," often as a way to lower your defenses. When you trust blindly, you hand over control. Machiavelli warned, the promise given was a necessity of the past. The word broken is a necessity of the present. People change when their interests change. Emotional dependency is even more dangerous. When your happiness depends on someone's approval or affection, they own you. If you can't walk away without losing yourself, you're not in control. They are. The solution is balance. Care for others, but keep part of yourself untouchable. Here's how to practice. Don't overshare. Test people with small trust before giving big trust. Build your own emotional foundation: self-respect, self-control, purpose. Trust slowly, test constantly, and never surrender your entire soul to anyone. Remember, I give trust carefully and I never depend on anyone fully. Every empire begins with control, not over others, but over oneself. Without self-command, even freedom becomes a prison. Machiavelli wrote, "He who adapts himself to the times prospers." The strongest man isn't the loudest. He's the one who can stay disciplined, focused, and calm when chaos surrounds him. The world will always test you. People will provoke, betray, and challenge you. If your inner world is weak, you'll crumble. But if your mind is trained, your emotions disciplined, and your habits consistent, nothing can move you. Power isn't built in moments, it's built daily through self-discipline, clarity, and independence. Think of yourself as the ruler of an inner kingdom. Your thoughts are citizens, emotions are soldiers, and habits are laws. If your kingdom is in chaos, you can't lead. But if it's ordered, strong, and balanced, nothing outside can shake you. Because true power doesn't come from noise, approval, or domination, it comes from control. The person who rules himself becomes untouchable. So repeat this truth: I am stronger than any emotion. I see the truth. I rule my world. Build your inner fortress, because in the end, the one who controls himself controls everything.